Hey man, it's Code Red from Stranger Things. Wow. Yes, this is the Target exclusive, I believe. Yes, it's a Target exclusive. And it's a Stranger Things and Transformers crossover where it comes in a pizza box, but inside, as you can see on the back, it's a Transformer that changes from a Volkswagen delivery bus to a robot. Pretty cool. And I'm gonna break this out, go through them bit by bit, and see if this is a collab that could be one of the Stranger Things in your collection. See what I did there? Be right back. All right, so first of all, I need to talk about the packaging because this is incredible packaging. First of all, it looks like a pizza box, so on the outside it has the Transformers. This is a sleeve, however, but it has the collaboration symbol, a nice coupon, and the Surfer Pizza top with, Stranger Things logo on the top. So on the side it shows Code Red, which sounds like some kind of Mountain Dew. On the other side it says Netflix and who's watching, and a little picture again of Code Red. And the back actually shows what's going on there. Now on the front of this there is a phone number, and I called it because I wanted some pizza because, I was getting hungry. So just to give you, it's a Nevada number, not California.
The phone number you just dialed has already been assigned to a customer and is parked at numbers.me.
So I don't know if that means that they have taken this number and they're planning on doing something later on. Maybe if you call, once they have it fully set up, that'll be something, but I did call the number. But let's take this nice sleeve off, and I'm not gonna trash that because it's a nice sleeve. But this actually looks like a pizza box. It's got the same phone number on there, the same Surfer Boy logo. It does have a barcode, which, one day our pizzas will have barcodes. It also has a listing of the toppings you could get. Extra cheese and sausage, mushrooms, pepperonis, meatballs, onions, anchovies, pineapple, which is checked off, and it says plus jalapeno, and it says customer Code Red. So does this Transformer eat pizza? Now it shows an Autobot symbol on the box, so I'm assuming this is supposed to be an Autobot. I mean, he's helping out the good guys, so let's see what's inside. So you open it up. Now, when I first got it, I have taken this guy out and played around with him because I wanted to not mess up the transformation. He was wrapped in tissue paper and put in this slot, but if you take him out and put him back in, he's basically part of the pizza right there. And I do like the fact that they have the grease on the top, which happens quite often. It even has a couple dents in there, which, if you ordered pizza from most pizza places, that's pretty realistic. But that is the Code Red delivery van in his vehicle mode. Now inside, and they're like in a slot in the side here, you have the accessories, which are wrapped in nice Autobot paper. You also have the instructions, and a shitty piece of paper. That's one thing I'm not gonna save. But we'll put the packaging aside. It's very cool packaging though. The attention to detail is quite nice. All right, so we have Code Red in his vehicle mode with the Surfer Boy Pizza sign on the top. Now let me just quickly open up these accessories and see what we got. We have a blast effect. Looks like flames for heating up your pizza. We've got an energy axe, very nice. We've got some type of energy club. I'm not even quite sure. I know some melee weapon names, but not for that particular weapon. And we have an actual Surfer Boy pizza. Very small pizza that you can not eat. So, I'm hungry for pizza. Man, pizza and weed together. I'm not gonna get demonetized for talking too much about how Argyle is. But let's take a look at the vehicle. It's a very nice Volkswagen van. Again, the sign on the top. It's got Surfer Boy and pizza on the side and printing, and on the front with some nice blue headlights. And it does have the little Volkswagen symbol right in the front. Nice bumper, turn signals, good amount of detail. Blue windows, as you can tell, but they are transparent, so you can't actually see through them. The hinges on the side actually remind me a little bit of the Legend Side Studio Series Ironhide and Ratchet. But looking at the back, it has these two little, cam things here. I'm not even sure what that's all about. I have a friend who really knows a lot about Volkswagens. He can probably give me more information, but I'll let you discover it. So a very cool looking version of the van that drove around in the last season of Stranger Things. Rolling wise, it actually rolls pretty damn good. I don't know if that was like a requirement when they did this collaboration with Stranger Things, that they were like, you need to make sure it rolls. Well, it rolls pretty damn nice, almost G1 level. Now, the instructions also show how you can attach the weapons. Now, I would be a little concerned if my pizza delivery van came up to my home sporting all these weapons. But on these hinges, there are little slots on the sides, and there's a little notch, little peg on the side that you can attach the axe to, but it also has a slot on the other side, and you can put the pizza there. So that would kind of make the pizza get a little cold, I would think. Now you can put together the blast effect and the club. They plug together at the end, and on the other side there is the same slot, and you can attach the energy club. So I have to say, having the weapons attached in vehicle mode, it's nice for storage, but for display I wouldn't necessarily want to have them hanging off the vehicle. Kind of gives away the whole robot in disguise thing. But he is a cool looking van. Matches from what I remember on the show. I'll put up a comparison pic. But let's take those off and let's get him into his robot mode. Now, before we get into the robot mode, I do want to show the sign on the top is actually a weapon as well. You'll pull that front part out and then you flip that out. And you can take the blast effect and attach it right there. So it becomes a weapon. But we'll get to that. So transformation, it's not too difficult. I'll actually kind of show it as I go along. You flip out the sides, just like that. In the back here, you have these two panels that you can pop open. You don't have to pop them open all the way, just part way. So that way you can maneuver the top away. And also pop these aside. Now these two back pieces fold out to become his feet. They're on a kind of multi-joint type thing here, but that becomes the feet. And then you fold these in, and you also twist. So the feet are done, but the front part of the van hasn't been really touched. So the top part, you can flip up these side panels all the way, and the arms kind of pop apart and rotate out. Then you can flip this back, and his head will pretty much go into place. It shows flipping up the head. Hi, Sky, you want some pizza? The instructions show flipping it up separately, but it seems to flip up on its own, so saves you a step. So his arms here, you have to fold out the fists. Pretty obvious to do that. And obviously you want to do both fists, and unlike some third-party Transformers, he has a left and a right. He also, on his shoulder plates, has a little peg, which you push back the front part of the van onto those shoulder pegs, which makes him nice and sturdy. It's not a huge amount of push, but you gotta line him up, and there you go. And then pretty much he is done. There he is.
This was almost too easy.
Now once he is in his bot mode, obviously you can attach some accessories. We're gonna do that in a moment. But first let's go through the posability. Starting at the very bottom, he does have, by nature of how these feet come out, he has ankle tilts, so you can put him in a wide pose very nicely. He can do a full toes up Jean-Claude Van Damme, though because of the wheels here, he kind of leans forward when doing it. So, but if he balances himself, he can roll. Now his legs go pretty far up for a front kick. The back kick is kind of restrained by his back plate, but he of course can do a side kick. He can bend at the knee, and you can swivel that out as well. Speaking of swivels, he does have a bit of a swivel. It doesn't go all the way around, but you can swivel it, his legs outward or inward. I don't know why you do the inward part. That's kind of weird, but it does have that capability. At the waist, he can twist. Just be aware that it will push back on this plate a little bit and might pop his shoulders out. So if you don't want those shoulders popped out, then you want to only swivel him a little bit. The arms, of course, all the way around. Bends at the elbow, swivels out. can go out to the side, and the fists themselves can twist around. So that is nice. So a lot of posability in the arms. The head can also turn all the way around as if he was possessed by a Demogorgon or something. They don't really do that. They more just rip you apart. Well, yeah, on the detailing I forgot to mention he's got rear view mirrors, but that's something you'll discover for yourself if you buy him. So a cool looking figure, nice and posable, and you can attach the weapons. Now the sign gun can actually go into his hand if you want to use it as a hand weapon. You can also, though, take it and put it on his shoulder. It's got slots on the side, little pegs that go into these slots on his shoulder, so you can put it on either shoulder in case you want to use the other weapons. By the way, the pizza itself can go in, I guess, kind of like ammo. Easier to take it out of his hand to put it in, but so you can store it there. Or you can just keep it on the axe and, you know, feed someone and kill them at the same time. The weapons are pretty neat, though I think this was a lost opportunity. They gave him an axe. I think they could have gave him something more of a rounded axe, almost looking like a pizza cutter. That would have been kind of cool. But there's his axe in the hand, and then his club, which could have been a rolling pin. I guess they didn't want to be that cheesy, but it is pizza for God's sakes. So there he is, fully armed. And just to give you the full 360 view, now the back doesn't have a ton of kibble on it. He does have the two panels, kind of like almost wings, and you can see the wheels on the back of his legs, but otherwise he's a pretty solid looking robot, and he's well armed. He can heat up your pizza really well with this thing. So I think he's a very cool crossover. Now, one of the problems with all these crossovers is the price. He basically goes for about $45 at Target, which for the size of this figure, he's kind of a deluxe. Could almost be considered a Voyager, but the reason for that price is because they're using things from Stranger Things, and since it's a collaboration, Stranger Things needs to make money off this too, so Hasbro has to boost up the price. If they could put out all the Transformers of this size as they want, sell them for less than $45, but in order to have this crossover, which again is a neat one, they have to give some money to Netflix. So Netflix can then pay all these actors who are now getting more money, which is a good thing. So there he is, Code Red. Again, sounds like a Mountain Dew. I'm pretty sure there's a Mountain Dew Code Red, which I don't drink, but this was in the 80s, so they didn't have any such thing at that time. He does have, by the way, weapon storage. If you don't want him to be carrying these huge weapons around, on his back panels, there are these slots that apparently are supposed to line up with slots on the weapons. It's actually the tabs that allow it to go on the side of the car also allow it to plug in there, though not very sturdily. You do have to angle it a bit because those slots are angled, which actually kind of reveals the weapons a little bit. And then you can still put this on the shoulder, or you can put it in his hand. So weapon storage during robot mode, which is a nice add-on feature. It doesn't always have to be trying to, you know, kill somebody. He could just be heating up pizza. So there's Code Red, and I will put links in the description. You can potentially get him if you go to Target, or you can go to Target or eBay. How much he's gonna be on eBay, well, depends on when you're watching this video. But while you're checking out this collaboration, we also have another collaboration over here, which is actually the G.I. Joe Transformers one of Soundwave. So you can check that out right over here, and I really hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy making them. We will see you next time. Have fun and good hunting. Just not for, you know, Demogorgons.